Hey, good evening, folks. This is Stephon White with LRM Online. I'm here with my co-host today, Kyle Malone.
How's it going, everybody?
All right, and this is that show, you know the one, I Buy That for $1, where we raid popular dollar stores we can get things for $1, hit up their DVD section. We get the films, bring them back, watch them, and deliver the verdict. We let you know whether they're worth $1 or not. Hence the title, I Buy That for $1. We do not discuss the reviews before we hop on this podcast show.
Makes it more interesting.
Definitely. And this is going to be an interesting one, folks. We are actually going to be reviewing Bunraku today and telling you whether or not each of us individually would buy that for $1.
Yeah, it's I'm showing the DVD case, but my lights are reflecting off of it. It had a lot of people in it, a lot of recognizable names.
Definitely.
Ron Pearlman, Demi Moore, Woody Harrelson, Josh Hartnet.
Yeah.
Hartnet used to be a teen heartthrob back in the days.
He was, man.
Yeah, I can remember several females in my class that, would swoon over Josh Hartnett. What movie was it that he was in that had them all about him? I can't even remember.
He did that. Wasn't he in Lucky Number 11?
That's kind of like afterwards. That's when he was trying to get away from being a teen heartthrob. But he did some girly.
Did he?
Girly movies.
Really?
I can't remember, but yeah.
Okay.
I remember him from stuff like Black Hawk Down and Sin City.
Yeah, definitely.
And things like that. But
yep. But before, he was in Pearl Harbor.
Yeah.
All right.
He's definitely done a lot. But
yeah.
And then of course, like I said, Woody Harrelson.
Woody Harrelson is in there, man. Yeah,
yes,
definitely.
Yep, plays the bartender. Ron Pearlman, Demi Moore.
And Gak is in there.
Yep.
Yep.
The Japanese guy, right?
Yep.
And it's interesting. So many big names, but I had never heard of this movie before you mentioned it.
Yes, that you got a point there, man. There's so many names in this film that I don't know how a film that has Woody Harrelson and Ron Pearlman came out and flew underneath the radar.
Yeah. It must have been another one of those, and I think a lot of these dollar store movies that we find, they're the ones where these guys have a friend, and the friend's like, hey, I just happen to have $5 million in my back pocket and want to make a movie. Will you please be in it?
They're like, well, why not? For $1 million, I could do it. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, sure, why not?
Give me $1 million, I'll be there. Yeah, man. It seems like it. There must be a lot of friends of millions of dollars hanging out in their back pocket. And they're powwowing with actors because it's the guy that wrote this, man, there's definitely a vision to it. You could, it does. It's not it's trying to be something completely new, and I'll give it credit for that.
I felt like it was not necessarily trying to be something completely new, but it felt very stylistic, but it felt like a combination of several things. It felt like a little bit of Kill Bill Volume 1. Yeah. It felt a little bit like Kung Fu Hustle.
Sure.
And it even had some of the vibe of I think it's Wes Anderson stop motion animation films.
Okay.
Like the one about the Dog Island and the one about the fox. It kind of had some of the stylistic imagery of stuff like that.
I can see that. And it's called Bunraku, which I believe is the term for that form of puppeteering they were showing at the beginning, where you could still see the character clearly holding the puppet. Yeah.
Yes. And they're wearing like black sleeves and stuff like that, so the arms wouldn't detract. Yeah, it was interesting, man. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the synopsis of it, man?
Yeah, man. Well, the rundown. The film involves a lot of threads, but it primarily covers two characters. One played by Josh Hartnett, and the other played by Gak. And Josh Hartnett is kind of he's like that Lone Ranger, the guy that drifts into town, and he gets swept up in he's got a simple mission, but it evolves and he gets swept up into this whole thing that's going on in the town, which is being, lawlessly ruled over by Ron Pearlman's character. And along the way, he comes across Gact, who is actually, and forgive me if I'm pronouncing his name wrong, but he's actually on a mission of revenge himself. And it takes place in a world where there are actually no guns.
Yep.
So everything is all either, it's all physical weapons, swords, sticks. Yeah.
Hordes of people are still being slaughtered without guns by swords, blunt objects, and knives.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, seriously. That's kind of the rundown, and it involves a litany of different characters. I mean, Woody Harrelson plays mentor / barkeep.
Yep.
And Demi Moore, she was actually his first wife, right?
I think so. It kind of got hard to follow some of the subplots. She was under the employment of Ron Pearlman's character. They call him the Woodsman or something like that.
Yeah, he was pretty badass
Yeah.
at the beginning when he buried that knife into that guy's head.
Yeah, definitely. And so she was kind of in his servitude at a circus. And then
it was a circus.
I think Gac's character, I think he went by Yoshi. I think he had a longer name, but I think I remember
he went by Yoshi.
Character calling him Yoshi. And his cousin got kidnapped as well and went to that same circus as Demi Moore. And I kind of got lost because the whole beginning part of the movie is about getting to this card game for Josh Hartnett's character, the Drifter.
Yeah.
And he goes to these bars that have a very Western saloon type feel. There's a piano player and stuff like that. And the whole thing's
very
to get
stylized.
To this card game.
There are moments, yeah.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden it's about getting this medallion. And then all of a sudden it's about a rebellion. And
lot to follow.
Yeah, lots of stuff going on. But visually, it was a very cool looking movie.
Definitely. Yeah, it was really stylized. Every shot, whether it was casting a blue tinted light on an actor's face in their costume, and it coming from a street light, or the overhead shots of the car driving in that chase scene. Yeah, it's just a lot of stylization going on. Yeah,
definitely. There was a little bit of puppeteering, like you said. There was some stuff that looked like paper.
What'd you think about the when I was watching, I couldn't escape the feeling that everything felt a little too much like it was. I could tell it was on a set.
Yeah.
But it felt like they were really just trying to force that point on me. Like,
yeah, I think that was part of the style of what the director was going for.
Sure.
It kind of reminded me, the set pieces kind of reminded me of like a Halloween haunted house.
Sure.
As far as like the materials that they're made out of and the lighting, everything had a lot of blues and purples, real dark colors. You might have to turn the gamma up or the brightness up on your TV to watch this movie.
Yeah.
But overall, it was, even though I kind of got lost a little bit, I had fun watching it. The fight scenes are real good.
Yeah, they have some cool fight scenes. I think the definitely with Yoshi and Hartnet, there's some of those Pearlman's minions are pretty cool. I kind of felt bad watching it because one of the main characters just completely ruins an entire family's life. Yoshi.
Yeah.
When he goes into that restaurant and man, shit just goes downhill for that family from there.
Yeah, definitely. And that's where his cousin gets kidnapped and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's like I said, it got hard to follow some of the story elements. The whole beginning part is dealing with this card game. Josh Hartnett's character, it doesn't say it on the back of the box, and I cannot for the life of, did they even mention his name? I know he calls himself a drifter. He calls himself the strong silent type or something like that on the train, or the narrator calls him that. I don't even know if he ever has a name.
I do not recall a name. I do remember wondering if he was vaping or not, though.
Yeah, he had they tried to light a cigarette and it wouldn't light. It looked plastic. So
yeah, it looked really plastic.
Yeah, it's one of those things. But I kept watching the movie, and while I would get distracted by what was going on screen and kind of fall away from the story, I'm not against watching this movie again, and I'm not against recommending somebody else watch it to tell me what they think about it.
Yeah, it's one of those films where you definitely want to discuss with other folks. and see what their feedback is, because it's got a lot of headlining talent in here. You know, we've got Hellboy, we've got Woody Harrelson from True Detective, we got Demi Moore.
What was Harrelson? Tallahassee, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Woody Harrelson's Tallahassee from Zombieland. Yep.
That's right. He's a cool character in the film, man.
Yep. Recently coming off of his when did this movie come out? This movie came out in 2010. So he's not recently coming off the success of Solo, but you know, Harrelson's one of those big names that's been in a lot of big stuff recently. Yeah,
definitely. He's in the spoilers for anybody who hasn't seen Venom yet.
Oh yeah.
But, yeah, he's in that, right?
Yep. He's in there as you know who.
Yeah. Which I'm looking forward to. I don't know. I haven't seen it yet.
Don't you say you're looking forward to nothing.
I haven't seen it yet.
I will reach through the internet and choke the life out of you.
Folks, if you don't hear from me again after tonight, you know what happened.
Do you not realize what Sony's got? You know what? That's a discussion for another time.
They're about to butcher this goddamn universe.
That's a discussion for another time.
They're cashing in wherever they can, man. No, I haven't seen Venom, man. And
neither have I. It's a protest. I won't.
I've been staying away from it. No. Silent protest. I'm not giving them.
Oh, I'm not silent about it.
No, you're vocally.
I'm not silent about it. We've discussed it on the Los Fanboys podcast. I've discussed it in a couple of articles that I wrote around the time that it came out. And I believe I was part of a Breaking Geek discussion by our contributor, Nick Dahl. And there's a lot of people that really are afraid that Sony's just going to take their ball and go home. They're like, yeah, Marvel, it was great working with you guys, but we finally did one right. And
give us Spidey back.
We can make more money if we put Spider-Man in our films.
How about that, folks? That would suck, man. That would be the ruining of a character that Marvel has spent a lot of
time and effort.
Yeah, I mean, Marvel, basically, they introduced him in Civil War, right?
Yeah.
And he's been well received since. I would hate to see that happen, because I don't think those two, it's two completely different worlds, it seems like. You know, I don't think they'll mesh up, so.
No. But back to Bunraku.
Back to Bunraku.
How did we get there? Oh, Woody Harrelson, and
man,
Venom to, okay.
Yep.
Yeah, dude, it was interesting. Definitely, I would recommend buying this for $1.
Yeah, man, I would too. I would buy it for $1. I buy that for $1, and recommend, as Kyle said, someone else watch it. I have a copy here, and I'll loan it out to folks. As a matter of fact.
Yeah, I want my wife to check it out. We were both big fans of Kung Fu Hustle, Kill Bill. Not necessarily so much the Wes Anderson stuff that I mentioned, and there's another thing I forgot to mention, that Western feel to this movie.
Oh, it does, yeah.
My wife, I know she grew up watching a lot of Westerns with her grandfather, and my dad likes Westerns. I wonder if my dad would like this movie. He likes weird things like I do sometimes.
Yeah, it seems like a film that a lot of different folks could like.
Yeah, there's something about it for almost anybody with any type of genre stuff that, you know, some sort of niche. That's the word I'm looking for. Yeah. You like costumes or action, or you like cool fight scenes
or samurai. You know, it's in there.
Yep, definitely. There was actually some decent swordplay. Yeah, the fight scenes.
Yeah, definitely.
The fight scenes. I can't say enough that they are not. They're not these amazing fight scenes
epic.
Like the throne
it's
room
not the raid.
Of The Last Jedi, but they're definitely really good, fun fight scenes.
Yeah, they're fun. Yeah, it's fun to see Yoshi, you know, dodging some guys and twisting their hands up and stuff, you know.
Yeah.
It's kind of, you know, it knows what it's doing. It does it well.
Yeah, absolutely.
For what it is.
Yep.
For $1. Yeah. I can't be mad, man. I buy that for $1. Well, folks, Kyle, you got anything else to say about Bunraku?
Nope. Bring on the next movie.
All right. I'm gonna be out there hunting through dollar stores until I can find another one worthy of a review.
I know we're running out. Well, I think we've got 2 more that we've already bought to watch and review.
Right. Yeah.
and then we got to find some more stuff. So
gotta find some more. So they better restock soon, man.
Some of you guys out there recommend some stuff to us. Whatever you haven't seen us review so far, if you know it can be found at a cheap store, a dollar bin, or a dollar store, let us know in those comments below and tell us what we should be watching.
Do it, folks. Well, that's been another episode of I Buy That for $1, folks. Thanks for taking time to listen. You can find me, Stephon White, on Twitter at Stephon White 13. Kyle Malone, where can we find you?
At that Kyle Malone on Twitter, and I also write the Cantina, a Star Wars column at lrmonline.com every Thursday.
Awesome. And folks, you can find my writings there on LRM Online as well. So thanks for taking a listen.